So we're going to make a mini bed. So it's the same principle no matter how you're sewing this. So I have two identical pieces of fabric. One is the top and one is the bottom, doesn't matter which one. If it has a pattern, then you're going to do right sides together. So then I have cut a strip of fabric that's about 3 inches because that is going to be your border around the outside of your pillow or your bed. So this is 6 inches around. So all 4 sides equal 24. So I've had to piece this together, but this is 6 inches long. And right here, you'll see, I've turned a seam, which going to make a hem, so that when I turn it right sides out, that it looks nice. So the first thing I've done is I pinned it, and I've marked where the corner is going to be. So right there, where the corner is going to be, I'm going to take the scissors and only clip the band, and I'm just going to snip it. That's going to let me turn the corner like this. So if you can see that. So it's then you're going to bring it around this way. Just kind of fold it, and I don't know why my pins are on that side and I'm reaching over. Silly me. So we're going to pin that. We're going to continue pinning all the way down. And I'm going to look at this corner and do the same thing. Here's my corner. I'm going to mark the corner with a dot. And again, I'm going to clip almost to the dot, because that dot's what I'm going to use to turn the machine on. To turn and stitch down the other side. So there's the dot. So I want to have a pin on one side of the dot. But I'm going to turn it, fold it back this way. There's my corner, and I'm going to pin this one. We're just going to keep working all around the pillow or the bed corner. Oops. I'm going to clip it. Kind of make a fold again. Pin. Be sure not to cut the piece underneath it. So I didn't need all of that fabric. I'm just going to cut this off. And we're just going to fold it. And pin. Okay, now we're ready to sew. And I'm doing about 1/2 inch of a seam, maybe a little less. I'm going to do a little locking stitch and just a medium stitch. So I'm going to sew to the clipped edge, to the dot, right there on the dot. I have to move my guide back a little bit. Lift my foot up, turn, Make sure you don't catch any of this piece, so move this little piece out of the way and then sew down for the next one. So, can you see I'm coming right to the, move this out of the way, my guide is in the right place. So I'm coming right to where the corner is clipped. I'm putting my needle down, turning. I'm sorry, this thing's in the way. And again, here is the clipped edge. I'm coming right to the dot, lifting my foot up, turning, making sure this piece is out of the way so I don't sew it. Oops, these are turned the wrong way. Take the pins out. So now you have a pillow that looks like this. So what we're going to do is on this side, we're going to clip the point off of the corner. So now where the point is, we have to make sure that the other side is exactly the same. So I'm going to put these two side seams together, kind of finger press this, and now I'm going to know that this is where my other corner needs to be, and I'll make a little slit there. Then I'm going to come down here. I'm going to put my side seams together so I know. I'm going to finger press this out so this is exactly where the other corner needs to be, and I put a little clip there. I'm going to work around. I'm going to put the side seams together. Finger press this out, making sure there's no fabric in here. Put a little clip in here. And then again on this one. Side seams together. Finger press this out so that the corners are identical. And clip that one a little bit too. So now all four corners should be clipped, and that needs to be your corner. So here's my other piece. So with right sides together. So now I have my corners marked. So you're going to put your corner, you're going to fix your corner just like that, and you're going to pin. That's the wrong way to pin, but that's going to have to be the way. Let's see if I can pin that. So, because now you're concerned about your corners, or your pillow's going to be kind of cattywampus. So I'm going to go to the next corner. I'll do the same thing. I'm going to open up the niche. I'm going to make a corner out of it. And pin. Open that clip up so it makes a square right there. Let me see that square. So it's going to make a square. This makes this little square. Pin. Make sure that corner's good. Okay, then you're just going to go around and pin in the rest of it. an opening. So I don't know if you're going to, I'm going to just mark an opening here. If you're going to put foam in it, then I would maybe do 2 pieces and have the whole back open. But when you decide that, then I can show you how to make that back where you can slide a foam piece in it. But for right now, the biggest concern is making sure that the corners line up so that your pillow or your pad isn't cattywampus. Okay, so now we're going to sew. I have my opening. So here's my opening. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to sew to the slit. You can see where my little slit is right here. And that's where you want to turn, right at that knit point. So there I am on the point. I'll lift my foot up and turn. Make sure my corner isn't caught. Make sure this isn't in the way. And sew down to the next corner. And just make sure that these pieces aren't stuck in anything. Just kind of fold them back out of the way. And you can see I'm coming to the next clip. And I'm going to stop. My goal is to hit right at that clip point. Lift, turn. Keep the corner out of the way. So we take the pins out. Across the corner. Now, you see the reason for that, how I kept these even. If they hadn't been even and you'd sewn it off, this would be cattywampus like that. So now it should be all 4 sides should be even. So you can whip stitch this up if you want to. So let's find the opening. I marked it. Here's the opening. And we're going to find the corners. This is not the easiest thing to do, but we're going to. So working the corners out without poking a hole in them, kind of pushing out the seams as you go around, poking the corners out. If you were to stuff that, now if you want to, you can go around it. You'd want to press this seam down, but if you want to, you could go around and sew just a little edge on that. It's not, it's a little difficult to turn those corners, but let's just look at it this way. And then you're going to stuff it, and you're going to button tuck it. So there is the square. And this theory works with any size that you want to make.